A team member of mine was frustrated. He was very upset that he wasn't seeing a particular result he was looking for in business. I heard his cry, I heard his wail, I heard his pain, his story. But when I thought about it, I actually came to the conclusion and realized that, hold on, if you had the result you desire so much now, you actually cannot maintain it. You can't look after it and you can't grow that result. That financial breakthrough point that you're looking for so bad, it would destroy you more than it would actually benefit you. And it made me come to this conclusion, this realization that as we work on our business also has a work done on us. The results of our business is simply just a reflection of our character. When I think of a car will stay stationary no matter how nice it is, how fast it could go, how beautiful the color is, how clean the interior is, it doesn't matter. The car will stay stationary if there isn't a driver who knows how to drive the car. Simple. It's likewise with our business. Our business will stay stationary if we are not the driver, if we don't know how to drive the business. Simple. So the results you're looking for is just as a result of your character. You are not yet, you don't have the skills to be the person to drive the business in that certain direction. Now, likewise, if the car crashes, if the car gets utterly destroyed, it's as a result of the person driving the vehicle. If that person lacked a certain responsibility when driving, the car will be collapsed, turned over, crashed. Likewise, our business. Some financial battles, some financial pain points are just a reflection of your financial IQ, the responsibility, the intelligence you have operating behind the steering wheel. So with this, I noticed that we're too focused on results. Results. I used to hear some interviews from very successful people. They'll say that they loved the journey. If they could go back and do it again, they would, just for the journey, not even for the sake of the results. And I would hear it, whatever, but I'm starting to understand it more and more as progressing on this journey. And really and truly, it's about the journey. It's about the character that's made of you. I would also hear people say that if they lost all their fortune, if they've lost all their money, they would know how to get it back because of the character that's been installed within them. It's not about the result, it's about who they became in the process. So I spoke to my team member and I spoke to him very clearly. Just do the output you need to do. It's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be painful, it's going to be tiring, but it's working on you. It's training you. It's molding you so that you can be the person to obtain the blessing side of it. Now allow me to show you that this is actually biblical. When we look at the parable of the talents, scripture says, to one person he gave 5 talents, to the other person he gave 2, and to another he gave 1, each according to his own ability. Now with that alone, that scripture alone, Matthew 25 verse 15, the resources you have are a simple reflection of your current ability, your current capacity. There's no point you making excuses that you don't have 10 employees so you can't do this venture, or you don't have the right AI system so you can't do that venture. Whatever you have now is currently what you need for your current capacity, your current level of endurance. If you had those 10 employees, you would probably make a mess. If you had that so desirable, necessary AI system, you would probably make that a mess somehow. As believers, we have to believe that what's been given to us is what we can handle right now. Moving on. Okay. Then he who had received 5 talents, he went and traded them, he made another 5 talents. The person who had 2 also gained another 2 talents. The person who had 1 went and dug it in the ground and hid the money. 2 people had the ability to trade. Simple. The last person had the ability to hide the talent, hide the money. It's a skill set issue. They went and traded because they could trade. The current tribulation, the current pain point you may be feeling trying to obtain more sales, more clients, is because of a skill issue. Develop that skill, know how to do it so you can be successful in it. Now continuing on, so the Lord now came back from his journey and he assessed the results of each person. The person who had 5 talents came and brought the other 5 and he said, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained another 5 more besides them. The Lord replied and said, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you a ruler over many things. Now, I want to highlight the response, well done, good and faithful servant. So because of this person's results in business, goodness and faithfulness was revealed out of their character. So your results expose your identity. Once again, if you're unhappy about your current results, it's a reflection of your identity. It's a reflection of your capability. Now, in this context, the people who were trading the talents, they needed the traits of good and faithfulness. Faithfulness in this degree can literally be consistency. You failed one day, go again the other. You succeed the other, don't get comfortable, go again the next day. You failed the other day again, cool, go again the next. Consistently, keep on pressing on. Now, goodness, it's not necessary in the sense like, oh, you gave money and this and that, you're so kind. But good is an umbrella with so many other things underneath it. Wisdom is good. So they needed this skill set, the ability to act, which was discerned and concluded as good. You need diligence. Diligence is a good trait. Diligence is the ability to be smart and persistent in your work. That's a good trait. So there's many things that fell under the umbrella of good. And that was the revelation of his identity. Continuing on, likewise, the person who had 2 talents, he also had the same appraisal. Well done, good and faithful servant. Now the person who had 1, then the person who had 1 talent came and said, Lord, I know you're a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid and went and hid your talent under the ground. Look, there, you have what is yours. But his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant. Once again, a revealing of his identity because of the results. Now, I know well straight, my team member that I mentioned earlier, he's lazy. He's lazy to a degree. I'm advising him to do one thing. He's slacking in this area, but I'm giving him grace. But he's lazy. And that's why he's not seeing a particular result. It's simple. Your works reflect your identity. Your identity will reflect your works. But there's no point focusing on the results of your work if your identity is behind. So focus on your identity. Now with that, King David, when we look at the life of King David, we all know his mighty victory beating Goliath. But unless you've read about the life of David, you wouldn't know his private battle beating a bear and beating a lion that attempted to steal one of his sheep, well, kill and eat one of his sheep. But he saved one of his sheep from the mouth of a bear and lion. See, that's a private battle that was working on him so that when it was time, he could step into the public battle. And the public battle was Goliath. See, he was the man who could handle the capacity of defeating Goliath because he tackled the private battles. Now, I say this so that you can appreciate your moments of solitude. Those times when you're facing a wall. Why is this thing not working? Tackle that. Press into that battle because that's what will lead to the public victory. That's what would lead to you being able to possess the so desired result you want. So I make reference to the life of David literally to show you that the previous battles David faced with the lion and the bear worked on him so that he was ready to face the battle of Goliath. Because as you overcome one level of breakthrough, there's always going to be another level you have to overcome. It's never per se, okay, I've beat this level, now it's a smooth sailing kite from now on out. It's never that. There's always another level that has to be conquered. But conquering the first level enables you to conquer the next. It changes your character. It puts a conviction within you that, okay, I've done this, I can do this again. Or because I've developed these skill sets, I can possess this result. David, he stood on that backing. When he approached King Saul at that time to request for permission to fight Goliath, he raised his argument that, look, in private, I've killed a bear and I've killed a lion to save one of my sheep. That was his track record to show that, look, this new level, I can walk in it. I have the skill set for it. The business has worked on me behind the scenes. Now, likewise, the life of Joseph in Genesis. We know about the splendor of Joseph, how he became a ruler over Egypt, but there were two key moments where that principle of goodness and faithfulness was in his life. And after he was betrayed by his brothers, he was now in the house of Potiphar in Egypt, and he had to oversee his whole house, however big that house is. Maybe it's a 6-bedroom house, many servants, whatever. He was in charge of all operations, the chef, finances, cleaning, all of that. He was found faithful in that. Everything he did prospered. That's what scripture says, because the Lord was with him. Tribulation happened. He now ended up in prison. Now, even in prison, because God favored him, he was put into a position of power where he oversaw the whole prison. So even in prison, he was prospering and having oversight over the prison as well. And it was after prison, that's when Joseph was now released before the face of the king at the time, before the face of Pharaoh. And Pharaoh promoted him to oversee the whole of Egypt. So just like David, Joseph had his private battle of the bear and the lion. So for him, it was Potiphar's house and it was prison. And he was found faithful and he was found good. That character was within him, which made him have the results of prosperity that he was looking for. So as I bring this to an end, this is an awareness, a spark to your mind to refocus your attention on the right thing. As you're facing a trial, a tribulation, a war, whatever it is, there's a work that is being done on you, more so you are working on the thing. Your business is working on you more than you're actually working on it. If you have a problem with selling points, that's the skill set, that's the work that needs to be done on you. There's no point making the excuse of, oh, I'm not good, I guess this isn't for me. No. And if you're like that, then you know what? Sit out of it, because you're right, this isn't for you. But if you're going to listen, then I'm reshaping your focus that no, that's an excuse. You have the capability, but you must go through the fire, the refining fire. Your character needs to be worked on so you can get that result. If it's a management problem, you have team members that do not listen to you how they should be listening to you. There's a skill set that needs to be developed so you can have that result. Simple. Now, if you want to go deeper into this topic, you want to discuss more, you want to understand further, feel free to message me. You can connect with me with the tags that are in my description. You can leave a comment. Tell me what you understand. Tell me what doesn't make sense to you. And let's grow.